Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jennifer Williams with the Living in SC team here at Real Broker. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the pros and cons of living in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, before we get into that, if you've been thinking about moving to Charlotte or anywhere within the greater Charlotte area, please reach out to us at livinginsc.com or shoot us a text at the number listed below. I'd love to be a resource for you. Now, let's dig into some of the pros and cons about life here in the Queen City. The first pro on the list today is our outstanding weather. When you think about other parts of the country and some of the problems that they experience, such as hurricanes in the south, snow in the north, tornadoes in the Midwest, or earthquakes in the west, North Carolina is pretty insulated against all of these extremities. We get the pleasure of experiencing all four seasons, with most of them being pretty mild. We average about 3.5 inches of snow a year, but some years we don't even get that. We do experience the occasional tornado, but it's nowhere near as severe as what the Midwest experiences. And even if a hurricane pummels the Carolina coast, by the time it makes it here, it's pretty much just a tropical storm. With all that being said, the one con I'd like to highlight about our weather here in Charlotte is that the summers are steamy. In particular, the months of July and August can hit temps over 90 most days. And before anyone from Arizona or something pops in my comments and says that's not that hot, it's not the same kind of hot. 90 degrees in a dry heat is more like 110 when you factor in humidity. So, fair warning, there will be days if you have glasses here in the summer where you walk outside and you're immediately blinded by condensation sweeping over your glasses. Ask me how I know. The second pro I'd like to highlight today is the amazing food. It seems like every day that I open Instagram, there's like 7 new restaurant or bar openings. And while I would love to highlight some of my favorites if anyone is ever interested, today we're going to talk about some of the facts. Numbers from the Charlotte Regional Visitors Authority show that for the city's 30 million visitors each year, food is the number 2 reason they come and the number 1 activity once they get here. Unlike other, more touristy locales, Charlotte isn't focused on food tourism for the sake of media attention, but the city's foodie image has been brought on due to the city's quick growth. With more restaurants than you can even count and over 50 local brewery options, there will never be a shortage of new places to try, and the diversity within that cuisine is also something we pride ourselves on. In my 30 years here in the city, the only specific type of cuisine that I haven't been able to find is an authentic Georgian restaurant. So if you've ever considered opening one of those in the Charlotte area, please reach out to me. I'd love to get you into a great commercial space and be your first customer. On the flip side, I will say, if you're looking to shed a few pounds, Charlotte may not be your friend in that regard, unless you've got some tremendous willpower. The next pro I'd like to touch on today is the abundance of outdoor recreational activities within driving distance. Some of the most popular in Charlotte are the Whitewater Center, the Latta Nature Preserve, Lake Norman State Park, and a number of hiking opportunities as well. If you drive an hour and a half to the mountain areas of Asheville, Boone, Blowing Rock, or Grandfather Mountain, they are an outdoor person's dream. From the hiking to the camping to the kayaking, even just taking a drive down the Appalachian Parkway during fall to go leaf peeping. Yes, Google it, it's called leaf peeping. I was also surprised. We're also only 3.5 hours from the coast for your next relaxing beach retreat. Literally, what more could you ask for? But with spending so much time outside does lead me straight into my next con, the bugs. We have multiple different species of venomous snakes and spiders, in addition to cicadas, June bugs, wasps, hornets, mosquitoes, and my personal arch nemesis, the water bug. You may have also heard it referred to as the palmetto bug or the American cockroach, and unlike its German cousins, it doesn't prefer to infest dirty areas. It's just as happy outside in your yard and in your trees. So, when you're enjoying the Carolina blue skies on your next hike, don't be surprised if you get a bunch of mosquito bites or a nice little water bug invites itself to the party. The final pro we're going to touch on today is that Charlotte really is a growing metro area. In fact, we're one of the fastest growing metro areas in the country. With over 100 people moving here on average each day, that comes with a tremendous amount of growth. Let's dig into some of the facts from the Charlotte Observer. As of last year, 2.8 million people call the Charlotte region home. And when looking at the Charlotte region's growth from 2022 to last year, the addition of 50,000 458 people, was 6th most out of any metro area in the country. Lancaster County, just south of Charlotte in South Carolina, grew by 12%. Lincoln County, just northwest of the city, grew by 9.7%. And Mecklenburg County, now home to over 1.16 million people, grew by over 4%. As you can see in the graph, the highest percentage of people moving to the area are between the ages of 25 to 39. So, why are so many people moving to the Charlotte area? Well, there's a number of reasons, but one I'd like to dive into right now is that Charlotte is a prime destination for corporate headquarters. We're home to Fortune 500 companies such as Bank of America, Lowe's, Honeywell, and Duke Energy, and Fortune 1000 companies such as Coca-Cola, Ingersoll Rand, and JELD-WEN Holdings. Many people move here due to these corporate relocations, while many more people move here in hopes of securing a better career than other areas are able to offer them. But with all this growth does come some growing pains. The city's doing what it can to keep up in terms of infrastructure and housing. In 2022, over 27,000 new construction homes were approved, and 2023 was also about at that same pace. But even with that, it's not been enough to keep up with the rising population. You'll also see a ton of construction around the city in other regards, such as new restaurants, new apartments popping up everywhere, road expansions, and even major renovations to our airport. Another con about all this growth could be if being a part of the hustle and bustle just isn't your vibe. But for those of you who want a slower pace, boy do I have news for you. The Charlotte area still has a ton that it can offer you. I've helped many clients who wanted a slower pace find some great homes in areas such as Monroe, Midland, Hickory, Bessemer City. The list could go on and on. Thanks for tuning into the channel, and we hope you enjoyed today's video about some of the pros and cons about life here in the Queen City. If you liked today's video, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new Charlotte-related content. And once again, if you're considering a move to Charlotte or anywhere within the greater Charlotte area, please reach out to us at info@livinginsc.com or shoot us a text at the number listed below. We'll see you next time.